Hi friends, welcome to another edition of Scrapbooking in Belize. And today we'll be discussing this paint, Artist Loft. Okay, so before I start, I have a bit of disclaimer. I have somebody who's doing some work outside, so you will be hearing banging and different stuff. They're not coming from me. But today we're looking at Artist Loft. Now I know a lot of people love this paint, and there are people who hate this paint, and then there's people like me who's trying so hard to give this paint a chance, a really good chance. And one of the biggest drawbacks towards this paint here is that it is chalky. It dries chalky, and it's very cakey to work with, and it's very discomforting. But you really try to give it a chance because it's a really good practice paint to use. Now I've had mine now for almost a year, and this is their 36 standard set. Oh gosh, it's stuck. I just had it open like yesterday. Excuse me. Yeah, there we go. They're 36 standard set, and 36 colors ranging from white to black. One of the biggest drawbacks to this is, yes, it does come with color names. Unfortunately, the color names is not like it matches the color. It's not like the Winsor Newton tube paints that I have that bring the color names on the tube, or the Paul Rubin that brings the color names on the little half pans. What this does, it has the color names arranged on the back packaging, and it's in alphabetical order, and this is not in alphabetical order, so it kind of gets tricky with some of the colors like red and blues and greens. It really gets a little tricky. So let's see what I've done so far having this paint for a year. Okay, so as you can see, I did try to swatch out all the colors. This is from my Gamsai Tommy. These are their, I think this is the Starry colors, and this is their pearlescent colors. But this over here is the Artist Loft. And I tried as best as possible to match their color names. Where I got confused is when it came to pale pink and fluorescent pink. I am not sure which is which. The other part I got confused was when it came to burnt umber, light, and light gray. I am not, light brown, sorry. I am not sure. And their blue green versus their verdant green, because verdant green can be a little bluish, so I am not sure if this is blue green, but this more looks like blue green versus this. And their green, deep green, I am not sure what they labeled as light purple versus rose purple, or what they label as raw sienna versus deep crayons, or reddish brown versus deep brown. You see the confusion? Because the watercolor is very opaque, I thought it was a great opportunity to swatch it on black. And you notice they all show up on black. Even black show up on black. Oh gosh. Sorry, I was using this brush to do some swatches. This is my swatch and test sheet, so you have to excuse me. Even black shows up on black. And this is the exact same order it is in here. Look at these colors. Yeah. One of the ones I was amazed of was the light blue and their yellow. I'm not sure which one is light yellow versus lemon yellow, because on black they both look light yellow to me. Okay, Because they showed up good on black, I decided to say, well, let's give these paints a chance. They're cakey, they're very opaque, they're very difficult to work with on a normal watercolor paper, but because they're very opaque, we can see how it looks on black. Let's see how that works out. So this is my heavyweight black paper. This is from Pacan. I think I did a review of this paper pad before. It's the chalk pad from Pacan, and it's very heavyweight and it can take water, i.e. my painting. Now if you follow me on Instagram and on Facebook, you will see my little bird there. The problem with this little bird was that I painted with the Artist Loft, and you can see the brush strokes because the Artist Loft was not working with me at all. The paper did take it, very minimal buckling of the paper, so the paper was able to take the water weight. But when it came to trying to even out the color, it wasn't working with me at all. It's very, very you see all the brush strokes, and it's not only chalky, but it has a lot of sediments because I had to re-wet the paint multiple times. Literally, I wet the paint before I started working, let the paint, you know, moistened up, and then when I started working with it, the ones that I wet were dry, so I had to go back again and re-wet it again. I probably wet the paint at least 5 times before I was finished, because whenever I need to go back to a certain color, primarily this yellow, whenever I needed to go back to it, I had to continuously re-wet the paint. So the paints, they're very difficult to work with. Very, very difficult. And the only reason I said I like it is because I said I could use it with my black paper because it's so opaque. But it wasn't working with me at all. I continuously had to re-wet it, and then some of the paint, not all the paint, dried quickly, even though it's the same color. Primarily this color here, this light lemon-like yellow. You put it on the paper and you have to go back and re-wet it. When you re-wet it again, the parts that you put on were dry, and then when you try to apply paint over that, like layer the paint, it doesn't layer. The one underneath is coming off. Frustrating to deal with. And with all that frustration, I'm still trying to figure out how to use this paint. So if there's anybody out there who can tell me how I could use this paint without getting frustrated, please help. Put it in the description below, and I will be grateful for it. So thank you so much. Sorry for my ranting. First time I ever rant on this type of paint, but it really was not working with me. Join me next time for another edition of Scrapbooking in Belize. Bye.